24. It reads, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick with their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord who have not given us to prey to the teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowls. The snare is broken and we are escaped. And verse 8, the last one said, our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. If I can take my time and talk a little bit and use a topic or a theme or a subject, I would use never would have made it.
All right.
Look at somebody say, never would have made it. I never would have made it without the Lord. Many of you can look around and see many people have gone through different things, and you can see your own self. We all have been through situations and things in our life. We can look back and say we never would have made it without the Lord. I remember reading in the scripture here in the book of Job. Job, he was a man that had 10 kids. Y'all know I want 10 kids. May never get them, but it's something I always said. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He had 1,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she-asses. And he had so many different great things he had going for himself. He had wealth, he had plenty of money. But little did he know that a day was going to come when he would lose so many different things in his life. It's a terrible thing to lose materialistic things, lose your family, or lose anything that's valuable to you. But it comes to a point in time in our life that we have to realize that we have to accept that when these things come, or trials come in our life, that it's going to make us stronger and make us better. One thing about Job, he may have lost so many different things in his life, but he had the mindset to say that though he slay me, yet still would I trust him. And not many times people will say those words when they're going through, or when they have lost many things in their life, or when people or things come against them that makes their situation feel very uncomfortable. If anybody, just a regular person, never likes to feel uncomfortable. You like to feel very relaxed and have no space. But when trials and tribulations begin to come your way or begin to press upon you, it begins to just make your situation feel uncomfortable. But I come by to let you know tonight that even in the midst of all that you're going through, even in the midst of all the things that you have been through, that you never would have made it without the Lord. I know you said, well, preacher, I have a job and I've been making money for many years and got money in my 501c3, got it stacked up, got it all laid back pretty good. But one thing about it, you may have went to work from 8 to 5 or whatever time you go in, you could not have made that without the Lord. And sometimes many people think that they're doing it by themselves. But I come to realize that even though storms or even though trials may come our way, they're just a test of our faith. And one thing about it, I was reading also in Job that when so many things happened to him, he had sores on his body, showing he lost his home, lost his family, so many things happened. And then, 3 of his friends came to come see him, to come mourn with him, but yet and still they come to find out to see that he's sinned. And many times when things happen to you in your life, many folks think that you have done something wrong. That's why that bad thing happened to you. Or what in the world going on in their life, what they done some years ago. Or you deserve what happened to you. But I stopped by to let you know this morning that even though you may have gone through a storm or you may have lost some things, doesn't mean that it's all the will of the Lord. All the will of the Lord, it means it was meant for it to happen to you in such a way that you deserved it. But I come by to let you know that all things work together to the good of those who love the Lord, who are called unto his purpose. Understand, as you realize that you may have a job and was working good, had everything together and your good health, and you lost your job and it seems like your money acting funny and you change acting strange and you don't know what to do. But many people are dependent on their cash to get them through versus depending on Christ to get them through. But I don't know about you today, but I can look back down in memory lane and all the things I had got myself into, many different situations, different trouble. We all have done things that we haven't been doing. Some of you went to the club and some of you drunk and some of you did everything that you were good enough and bad enough to do. But when God saved you, it wasn't nothing that you did on your own. I can say I never would have made it without the Lord. Many things that God has brought me through, many things that God has carried me through. Many times all situations you was going through, you could have lost your mind in the midst of what you was going through. A lot of people have been through divorces in their life. A lot of people have been through family abuse in their life, and they could not handle on their own. But sometimes the pressure of life gets so hard where you just feel like quitting. You feel like throwing in the towel. You feel like giving up, saying that there's no hope, there's no way I can make it through. But I understand to realize that I can make it through any situation because I got the Lord. Many times things come up against our life and we don't know how to handle it because everybody's looking at us, wanting it to get worse and happy that you're down. I encourage you, don't ever be happy to see somebody go down. Don't never be happy to see bad things happen to people and think they deserve it, no matter what they've done to you, no matter what they have said to you. But this time of point that God is getting tired of foolishness. He wants to come together and realize that we may have been in the same situation or something just as relative to the situation that we was in. But we have to realize that even though we've gone through that, we never could have made it. We never would have made it without the Lord. Marvin Sapp wrote a song, I never would have made it. But he goes on in the song, he said, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, and I'm better. Now how can you say I get stronger? Well, when you go through a storm and it seems like you lose everything, you lose your mind, you lose emotion, you lose your money, you lose your house, you lose your spouse, and like you just all left alone. But one thing about it, when you begin to endure hardship as a good soldier, what the Bible says, when you endure hardship as a good soldier, then you can begin to get stronger when you endure. Tests and trials come to make us strong, but you cannot pass the test if you don't take the test. Many people are afraid to take the test. They're afraid to go through something. They don't want to go through no storms. Everything going pretty good. We don't want no trouble our way. We ain't have no problems. We don't have no drought our way. But when you begin to go through the storm and you pass the test, you can look back and say, now I'm stronger. I was able to get through this situation. I had to cry sometimes. I had to lay awake at night. I had to call the deacon. I had to call the mom of the church. But one thing about it, I never would have made it without the Lord. Come on, somebody. And understand now I'm wiser. Many times we make decisions in our life that it could affect our future or affect our situation. And sometimes we're not thinking. We all have made bad choices. And we all have made choices that have really affected our lives. But when you go through something and you make the wrong choice and everybody looking at you and they're laughing at you, you got pregnant before wedlock and you got locked up or whatever happened. But now you can look back and say, I done made it through. I done made it through the embarrassment. I done made it through whatever they had to say about me. Now I'm wiser, have a better mindset to make a better decision. Because one thing about it, when you begin to make better decisions, God begin to bless you. You look at the woman that got caught in the act of adultery. And boy, they said, they went to Jesus and told him, said, look here, we caught her, she got caught in the very act. In order for somebody to say, you got caught in the very act, somebody had to be there. So they was all trying to get to Jesus and say, look, let me tell you what she done done. She done did this, and you know it's not wrong, so let's take them to Jesus. And he said, well, look, we should stone her to death. Many people are ready to stone folks so quick, no, they got so much dirt more than what they got. They got that stone, they got more dirt than the stone that's in their hand, but trying to throw stones at somebody else. But we have to be very careful how we're trying to attack somebody else. So go on with the story, so they try to go and get her stone. So Jesus began to say that he that without sin cast the first stone. Now he began to write down there on the ground, ain't no telling what he was writing, because they begin to look all kind of, I'm like, okay, what in the way he writing? Next thing you know, they begin to drop their stones and walking away. But now that she went through that very thing, somebody may have been through that. Many people say, well, you can't preach about certain things, but we have to preach about everything and anything that's going on. Because if it's not preached in the church, they're gonna talk about it in the world and kind of twist it up. But that may be you today that have made that bad choice or went through something like that. Now that you done gone through the embarrassment, now that you done gone through all the struggle, the mindset high, just so much pressure on your mind, now you can make a wise decision that say, even though it happened, the past is the past. You can't change it. I can't change it. Nobody can change it. It is what it is. I've been there and done that myself. Folks trying to hold you with stuff so long and trying to put you down in the ground. Get all the stones you want to get. When you get through throwing your stone, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to step on and take me a little bit higher. One thing about the Bible says your enemies will be your footstool. How can the way your enemies be your footstool if you don't let them be close to you sometimes? Folks trying to to push forward. Don't be around me. I don't like you, and you done this to me. I can't stand how you did this to me. You know you was talking about me, and you know you wasn't right. You ain't right. You going to hell. Everybody like to send folk to hell. But understand one thing. Go ahead, brother. Had me a good time this morning. I don't know about you. But we all have been through those situations. So that woman there, she went through all that, yet and still God had mercy on her. Just like God had mercy on her, He got mercy on you. You and you. Ain't nobody got no room to try to put nobody else down and how bad they is. And child, you know, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Well, guess what? You ought to be ashamed of yourself and the low-down things that you've done. When they first get on the telephone, begin to talk trash and put folk down, they come up in the church and smile and sing and shout and do everything else. Come on, somebody. But we have to realize that we never could have made it without the Lord. A lot of people struggled and went through different things in their life. They may have lost some things. Many people was on welfare growing up. They had food stamps or had assistance from different people. Then you find yourself getting better things, get better for your life, get a better job, get a better car, and you forget where you came from. They get so severe, come up in there. I ain't talking about folk with big hats and just preaching. They're coming to church with the biggest hat on, with the longest dress, and look over. I can't believe she down there trying to get that assistance. She did that shit. But they forgot where they came from. We all got to remember that we never would have made it. So we have to be careful how we see our brothers and our sisters, what they're going through, the struggles and the people, different things that are against them. Understand that sometimes in life that we may go through sickness in our body. And it seems like we're not going to get healed. The doctor said that you're not going to make it. But we have to realize that we serve a God as a healer. He said by His stripes that we are healed. And we have to believe the word that He's saying. Because I've seen many times that God have healed many different people. The doctor said they had cancer and they went through the chemo radiation. Next thing you know it, God healed them. Many times the people trying to take the credit because they're the doctor, but it was just used by God to help the healing process. But the number one healer is the Lord. So when we see somebody going through something, we should say, you know what? I'm so grateful for you, but one thing to realize that you never would have made it without the Lord. And you done went through something and you see your brother or sister going through, help remind them that I never would have made it. You won't make it with the Lord, no matter how it look, no matter how it may seem, no matter how it may feel, no matter who put you down, no matter who may not help you. Because there's some folk that get so low down, they see you in need, ride right by you and won't help you at all. That's a shame. But we call ourselves Christians when we love the Lord. We love the Lord, but they in need, but they'll be all right. I ain't studying them. You know what they did to me last week, so what can we do for them? Nothing. That's not the love of Christ. Many times Jesus went different places and preached different places even though they didn't receive Him. Yet and still He showed them love. That's what we have to do continually, show them love. Understand to realize that we never should have made it, being that we was in a very low situation in our life. You look at Job, how he lost his kids, he lost his cattle. Many people have lost so many different things in their life. And sometimes it takes a big toll or effect on their life. Other people may not understand how losing almost everything you got. They may not never understand it because you've never been through it. But understand about it that even though you may have lost some things, that God is going to carry you through whatever that you may be going through. All right. The scripture also says that the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Many times when the Lord takes some things away from us, we get so upset, we get so emotional, we get so mad, and God take the spouse away, God take the job away, and we're so upset realizing that when He took that job, He was trying to bless you with something else. He has something else better for you. Many times we had to leave ministries, leave other churches so God can elevate us, take us to another level. But we come to a point in our life where we just get so selfish, we don't want to get better, we want to just stay in our little comfort zone. But understand that God has a great plan for your life. All right, come on somebody. Amen. I made it with the Lord on my side. I'm still standing. I'm still going. Many people, they just quit. When trials and tribulations come, they just quit. They just go ahead and give up, throw in the towel. But you know what a towel is for? People try to throw in the towel. A towel is for the wipe of sweat. When you're going through, take the wipe the sweat off your face. That's right. When you're going through, wipe the tears. Don't try to throw in and say, I give up. I quit. Never in the Bible where you read when Jesus quit, do anything. All right. Things got tough. Many people endured all kind of things in the Bible, but they never quit or they never gave up. Some of them did, some of them didn't. But we got to come to a place that no matter what come our way, no matter how people may look at us, no matter the circumstance, that we're not you had your family right there beside you. They may assist you.